Cathy from Safewise. Today I want to talk about the differences and similarities between the Verizon Gizmo watch and the Gabb watch. Both of these brands have been around for a while in the kids smartwatch industry. Parents are still wondering which one is better. I tested all 7 of my favorite kids smartwatches. These two ended up being really similar, so I understand the debate, the issue. So I'm going to run through all of my favorite features and let you know what the key differences are to help you decide which one is right for you and your family. Let's talk about location tracking first. This is usually one of parents' biggest concerns is, will this watch accurately track my child's location? The answer for both watches is yes. The Gabb watch is a little bit more precise than the Verizon Gizmo watch. The Verizon Gizmo watch might be off by about 25 feet. When I tested the Gabb watch, it was spot on every single time. In terms of geofencing, they both performed about the same. I got notifications one after the other for Gabb and Gizmo. They were off by about 75 feet. That's how far I had to walk out of the geofence before I got a notification. BarkWatch was a little better in that regard. If you are really serious about geofencing, then I recommend checking out the BarkWatch. Gabb and Verizon were both second and third in those tests. Here's one of the major differences between these two watches. The Gabb watch does not have a location history report at all. The Verizon Gizmo watch does have one. It's kind of nice. It shows route lines to show where your child went instead of just dots on a map like some kids' smartwatches. I got to give that one to Verizon Gizmo watch. The Verizon Gizmo watch also performs a little bit better in terms of battery life and battery notifications. In my test, the Gabb watch lasted 34 hours and the Verizon Gizmo watch lasted 43 hours. Both watches should get your child through a full day, no problem. If you're concerned about your child forgetting to charge the watch, then the Verizon Gizmo watch might be a better option. The Verizon Gizmo watch is also the one that sends parents low battery notifications and will let you know if the watch totally dies. With the Gabb watch, you will get a notification if the watch totally dies, but don't get that heads up that you need to help your child charge their smartwatch before it goes kaput. Now, both of these smartwatches require people to download an app in order to call or text these watches. It can be kind of tricky for allowing your child to call or text with other kids because that means that their friends have to have a phone that supports app downloads. A lot of kids' phones these days do not allow that. If their friends also have a smartwatch, they won't be able to communicate through their smartwatches. So that's a bit of a bummer with both of these options. If you have a big family or your child has tons of friends, maybe a sports team that they regularly communicate with, then you're definitely going to want the Gabb watch. They can have up to 100 contacts on that watch. Of course, they're all approved by parents, managed by parents. The Verizon Gizmo watch only allows 20 contacts, so that's better for kids with smaller families, smaller friend circles where you really want to keep communication close. Both of these watches have full text keyboards. They're set up a little differently. The Verizon Gizmo watch is a QWERTY keyboard, whereas the Gabb watch lists all the letters in alphabetical order, just a minor difference. They also allow speech to text. There's a lot of options for kids. If your kid is really into emojis, they're probably going to love the Verizon Gizmo watch more than the Gabb watch because they get like all the emojis on that watch. And of course, video calling is a major difference. There is no camera whatsoever on the Gabb watch, and that's for safety reasons. On the Gizmo watch, you can choose to buy either one that has a camera or one that doesn't have a camera. You'll save about $50 if you get the one that does not have a camera. The one that does have a camera, I thought it worked really well when I tested video quality. The audio quality on both of these watches is fantastic. Crystal clear, no issues, loved it. Now the Gabb watch is fantastic for active kids or kids who you might want to encourage to be more active. Both of these watches have activity trackers. With the Gabb watch, kids can choose from like a huge list of activities to track, including things like skiing and yoga, whereas on the Verizon Gizmo watch, they're limited to just basics like walking and hiking. The really cool thing about the Gabb watch is its pet game. The way it works is kids earn coins for every step that they take, and they can cash in those coins to teach their virtual pet new tricks or to feed them, just help their pet grow, and they can get more pets the more coins that they have. You can get a full menagerie. I think there's like Cool Leopard is the one that costs the most coins. That can help motivate kids to get their steps in. The Verizon Gizmo watch doesn't have anything like that encourages movement, but does have some games that are all about logic and learning, so they can practice spelling, math, and memory. There's like a little slider puzzle too. These watches are really similar in terms of price. They both have activation fees and device fees that are about the same. Like I said, you can save about $50 if you choose the Verizon Gizmo watch that does not have a camera. Now, if you're really concerned about keeping your monthly budget low, then you'll want to go with the Verizon Gizmo watch. It is only $10 per month. Fees for the Gabb watch are currently about $12 to $17 per month. Let's summarize. If you really want location history and video calling, then you've got to go with the Verizon Gizmo watch. There's just no contest. Those just don't exist on the Gabb watch. If you need to have more than 20 contact slots, you really like the idea of a game that helps your kids stay active, then the Gabb watch is great. Both of these watches are great for location tracking, geofencing. They have fantastic audio quality. The battery life is about 10 hours better in the Verizon Gizmo watch, but at the end of the day, they're both going to last a full day for your child. That's just splitting hairs. They're very, very similar. Let me know in the comments below if you have experience with both watches, or let me know which one you ended up buying. It can help other parents make the same decision. Thanks, and I'll talk to you later.